Hi everyone, so today we're going to be creating some fish artwork, but it's more of a coloring design where we're thinking about overlapping and changing the color every time the fish overlaps. If you want to put faces on your fish, or if you don't want to change the color when you overlap your fish, that's just fine. But this is kind of what Mrs. Madejchik and I were thinking about our final piece looking like, something like this. We'll start with our fish tracers. The number that we're going to want to keep in mind is 6. We're going to try to trace and overlap 6 times. So it'll look something like this. All of your fish could be facing in the same direction. Like I have one here where this one's halfway colored and they're all swimming in one direction. They can be overlapping in different directions. It's totally up to you. And when you've traced your fish 6 times, you're going to outline with marker. Don't want you to color in with marker, that's the crayon's job, but you're gonna outline your fish with marker. Once you've accomplished this and you have your name on back, you're ready to start coloring. I think you'll find that if every time your fish bumps into another one, you want to change color, it will look pretty cool. And then very important, I think, if we have time today or maybe after class, if you color in behind your fish, all one color, maybe blue like the ocean, maybe not, it'll really make those colors pop and it'll make our overlapping fish patterns look really, really cool. So let's get started. I'm gonna put a fish right, maybe in the middle, maybe towards the top, doesn't matter where you start, and trace. If it moves on you a little bit, no big deal. No fish is perfect. No 2 fish in the sea are exactly the same. I'm going to overlap this one like this and go right to the edge of my paper and trace. And this one might overlap like this, just a little bit. Try to fill my page. Mine are going to be swimming in one direction because I really like how fish school up and they follow each other as they go through the water, but yours can be any which way. I'm going to make another fish right here. If you want to do 7 fish, I traced my finger. You can. You can make one sticking on just a little bit. If you want to have one coming off, you can do that. In fact, I might do that. Let's see, here is fish number 5. So if you want to do 7 fish or have some parts of the fish coming off the page, totally up to you. If you can only fit 5 and it's going to make your day to keep it at 5, also fine. You're in charge. You're the artist. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And here's my last fish right up here. 6. I can't resist. This one swam right off the page. So we said 6 because that's a good number for you to come up with a nice piece of art, but 5 or 7 work too. You're the artist. All right, so next job is the markers, and I'm gonna start outlining. You can outline with all the same color if you want. You don't have to. I'm gonna start with this guy right here. There's a green fish, and I'm gonna do a blue one. You can do all green fish if you want. You can do all different color fish. Totally up to you. And we chose a very simple fish shape so that you could keep track of where the lines are and not get too confused when they start intersecting and overlapping. 4. I don't know about you, but I love to outline. I love tracing and sketching in with pencil. I love outlining once I have my design where I want it. We always say do it light till you get it right. In this case, we have a tracer, so we can be pretty confident where we put our fish. Maybe a dark blue. And there's my 6.5 fish. Fun starts when you are coloring. Love to color also, and you can really do it any way that you want. You can start with the overlapping pieces. I might start with the background. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna find the little spaces in between my fish. That's called negative space. Positive space in art is where the fish are swimming. Negative space is the spaces in between. So I might start making my picture a little less confusing and find out where my fish are by coloring in the negative space. Mrs. Madejchik colored in the negative space in here, and it really makes my fish shapes a little bit more clear. This is some negative space. This is the water behind him. Again, you do not have to do blue. I'm not worried about that. I'm feeling like doing mine blue though. Here's some more negative space. Not here though, that's 3 different fish overlapping. So artists are always thinking about where they place their shapes on their picture. That's called composition. Composition is where you place your shapes in your drawing. And artists oftentimes think about what colors they want to use. They think about outlining to make their pencil drawings a little more bold so you can see them from across the room or hanging on an art gallery wall. Artists like to overlap, which we did 6 times in this picture. Makes your picture more interesting. And of course, fish overlap in the wild when they school up, so that's fun to think about too, your subject. But artists are always thinking about negative and positive space. What part of your picture has something on it, like a flower or a cloud, and what part of your picture is just sky, or the spaces in between the things you drew? That's called negative space. So a lot goes into your picture, but basically if it looks cool and you're having fun, you win. And hopefully all of you are coloring your artwork, and you don't have to start with the background and the negative space. You can start with your fish if you want to just dive in to that, pun intended. Another thing artists are great at is borrowing ideas from artists next to them. Mrs. Madejchik and I are always sharing ideas and borrowing ideas and trading ideas and stealing ideas all the time. That's what artists do. So maybe you're looking at someone at your table's work and thinking, oh cool, I want to do a pink fish. If you want, you may do stripes or different designs or scales or faces on your fish. I want to leave mine just flat color like that because I think it makes a really nice picture, and I want mine to be all about overlapping color. So I'm going to start with my fish. And I might start with the little pieces that overlap first. I'm going to do those different colors. And I'm going to have mine all different colors. So I might do that one there. And then this little tip down here is going to be brown. And then this little part over here, it's gonna be a different, kind of a burnt orange color. And then this, might do a really bold green. And that's how I'm going to overlap my fish. I'm going to use a different color every time it touches another fish. And if I keep coloring, I'll have a nice fish design in the end.